Estamos, Tito. Got Boss Podcast here with another episode or segment, I call it, with the lovely wife, Natalie.
Hello, everyone. How are you today?
I'm good, babe. I'm good. The Jets picked up Dalvin Cook. Football starting.
Whatever
Aaron
that
Rodgers
means.
is a Jet. And I know you love that season, correct?
Love it.
What I do is on Sundays, she could do anything she wants on Sundays. Literally. She could go to Orlando, Spain, Italy for a day.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you just leave me alone and watch my football games, correct?
Yeah, it's going to be definitely a lot of spa days for me.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
So spa days, whatever. Mm-hmm. Our son started baseball.
Yes.
Pretty dope.
It was an
fast.
interesting start.
Yeah, learning fast, learning on the go. I've been practicing with him at home, but it's definitely cool when you see him out in the field and him getting used to the bases and running, batting and throwing.
He likes it. He does enjoy it too.
He enjoys it. The first day, he did cry.
Yeah, we did cry. I mean, it was nerve-wracking. I was even nervous for him too. There were so many kids. There's so many people watching him. So I definitely understood him. That was his first time.
He did cry. And I feel like I was going to be mad. But no, I understood. It was a lot of pressures. A lot of kids out there, parents, coaches. And it's like a draft. So people are actually getting, picked.
For different
and
teams
stuff
and
like
stuff.
that. So today's segment, what we'll be talking about is as me being an entrepreneur with a family, what are the tough situations that we deal with, her as a wife dealing with somebody that basically works 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
Wait, let me get comfortable because this is a good topic.
Yeah, it's good. It's definitely good. I'm gonna let you go on a rant if you want to. So for me, my motor doesn't stop. I could be up early and up late and stuff, and because when I have a vision, I go attack it 110%. So when I start any business, and let me just go with the restaurant, I'm up early prepping, and sometimes I'm there till 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, and then I come here, and really we don't have much time. Correct? Now you could. So
well, no, I mean, I think now it's gotten significantly a lot better. I think that in the beginning it was very rough because you would go, I mean, I was working a full-time job, obviously, also taking care of CJ. And you would leave at 7 a.m. and then on the weekend sometimes come back at 11 p.m. So all day gone. It was really hard on me, I think. I don't think I complained too much. You can chime in.
I don't think it's complaining. I think it's you need time with your wife, you need time with your girlfriend, you need time with your family.
Your kids.
You could and the kids, you could go and be a go-getter. Like if I was single, everything I did in the beginning or now, I mean, it's perfect, right? Because you have no kids, no wife, no girlfriend to worry about. But I'm speaking in a position with a family that I have to worry a little bit more. I can't just go and be like, well, I'm out for 12 hours. See you, without caring. That's what I'm trying to say.
And I think in the beginning I got a little bit like resentful, right? So you would come home at 11 o'clock at night and then I'm expecting you to help me fold the clothes, help me deal with like household things, or, even help me, if it's bath time, because CJ was around like 1 year old at that time. We needed to tend to him a lot more. So I felt a little bit almost resentful. Like I was doing everything. And then when you would come home from work, I'm like, okay, well, here's another list of things for you to do, even though you were pretty much doing manual labor all day, right? So I had to kind of change my mindset a little bit, right? In the sense of, he's starting his business. I had to almost like talk myself into, okay, Natalie, he's starting his business. You need to be supportive, not, dictate things for him to do, or maybe complain to you about like, oh, well, we can't go to certain so-and-so's party because you're working, or I have to do things by myself with the kids because you're working. That
was big. And that hurted me when you had to do things with the kids because of the business and stuff like that. That kind of sucked, but it takes a certain amount of time and patience when it comes to business, that if you're not in your business, it's not going to get where it needs to be.
And I didn't understand that at first until we were into it, right? So then I kept thinking, I'm like, all right, so we can't really go out, right? Because by the time you get home, you're exhausted.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, maybe I can go visit you. So, I would visit you even with the baby. Or if Priscilla was in town too, we would all go to the food truck and hang out.
But that's the thing with me, and sorry to cut you off, and she knows this till this day. I do not pick up the phone when I'm working. I'm like military minded, I don't like distractions. She's not a distraction, and that's a bad thing to say, but I want to get the job done. And if I have to clean, prep, help customers, I don't like phones ringing and I'm on it. I think that's very unprofessional and stuff like that. So even when she used to come, she used to be like, oh, let me leave in like 5-10 minutes. Because then sometimes she'll come and 10 customers appear out of nowhere, and then she's like, oh, I should go. So we never had she tried everything, but we never even had that chance to sit down and eat while the employee works, because if we left her for 30 minutes, sure enough,
a whole bunch of people would come.
A whole bunch of people.
And I feel like in the food truck, we really went through it, because it was very high turnover for people, which is understandable. It's a hot food truck, or when it's cold outside, it's very cold.
Imagine this summer in a food truck.
Horrible. I mean, and then once we got into the transition of the restaurant that we, now how, 2 years has passed and we have a really good team. A really good team that helps us, helps support us and stuff in there. Now we just took our first vacation, we're recording this podcast right now while we're open,
Oh, yeah, that's true too.
Before we never, ever were able to do that.
No, and the thing is with me, when it comes to what you just said, we took our first vacation in 3-4 years. Now we try now. In the beginning, we never tried this, but now Fridays and Saturdays, we try to go out. If it's to a bar, if it's
just to a restaurant to go eat somewhere,
to try to chat and talk about stuff. And but like I said, and I know you deal with a lot with me. I'm gonna tell you, I know, because when I'm hungry and when it comes to the restaurant, I gotta make sure my family eats every week, every month, every year, and make sure the savings is good for my family. So I get in the zone. And when I get in the zone, it's just like, you can't talk to me about anything else but the business. If you're not trying to help, then get out my way. And that's when sometimes we'll clash, because and I understand that now, that sometimes I need to sit down and be like, well, what you want to do this Friday with the kids, or what you want to do this Saturday, or anything else other than the restaurant.
Right. And I think, now I work a full-time job too. So some days that you're off from the restaurant, like a random Thursday, I have to work.
Yeah.
Right. So what we try to do is at least, okay, well, if you're off a Thursday, well, maybe we could go have lunch on my lunch break. And we don't have any kids. The kids are at school. It's just me and you time. Right. And the best advice that I could give is, in the beginning, it's going to be hard, but you both have to be understanding of what each other needs.
Yeah. Because at the same time, I'm over here being an entrepreneur and trying to get the restaurant but make sure it stays consistent and go up, not downward. And then at the same time, you in the corporate field also trying to move up in your position and trying to be a better employee in your job. So, and the thing is that, ladies and gentlemen, this girl is just like me. She just doesn't show it. She's very polite. She's an awesome person, but she is aggressive when it comes to wanting things. I'm talking about moving up in life and moving up in her corporate world, and even trying to figure out, she could run the restaurant by herself if she wanted to. God forbid I'm in the hospital one day or something happens to me. I could literally give her the keys and she could do what I do, probably even better. So I give her a lot of credit for learning the business and also being a mom.
Hey, honey.
Also doing your corporate thing. So she's jack of all trades more than me, if anything, if you think about it, because you wear all the hats. Me, I'm just an entrepreneur. I'm trying to get to the bag. I'm trying to get to the money. That's my main concern, right? And of course, I try to be the best dad as possible. I'm not trying to knock myself with that situation, but with that situation, I feel like a mom's always needed. Me, My son needs me for baseball, football, basketball. To change a diaper, mom. To eat, mom.
Yeah.
To shower, mom. He don't want me for none of those things. So
no, but I think in your defense as well, and I mean, I appreciate all the kind words that you just said, but
I'm just not trying to sleep on the couch tonight. You know what I'm saying?
But I think your ambition is something that I look for in a partner, right? I think that we challenge each other, right? And
Yeah,
I think
we do.
whenever you're in a relationship, that's super important that we both challenge each other. So even though we're not in the same work field, you challenge me to get bigger and go better in my field, and then I challenge you to be like, hey, what about breakfast?
If we're not bringing, I'm sorry to cut you off because I always forget things, so I have to cut you off. If you're not bringing out the best in me, and I'm not bringing out the best in you, and same for you guys. If your partner is not bringing out the best in you in the corporate world or the entrepreneur world, I'm sorry to say, they may not be the one.
Right.
You know, you always want your significant other to big you up, give you resources and to make you better as an entrepreneur, or if it's YouTube for me or stuff like that, or is it H&R classes for her, and I'll look up stuff. If it's not, you know, yin and yang when it comes to like helping each other out in each other's field, then I think you're already starting off in a bad foot.
I agree. And then I think everything else just comes together, right? So if you're growing, let's say you start breakfast, right? I'm completely 100% on board with that, but that's probably going to require more time from you in the beginning, right? Or even me, if I get a promotion in my job, that's going to require a little bit more
time,
maybe going into the office, or just more time in general of me working and meetings, etc. Right? But you always have to try to find that workaround. Okay, babe, I can't at noon, but maybe how about tomorrow at noon? Or you always have to try to find that balance for one another,
common ground. Yeah,
you know, especially having kids, especially having jobs, that's a lot on a relationship.
And we talk always based on having kids. We don't know what it is to be a single entrepreneur.
No.
So that's why we talk to you about the kid situation and family. If you're trying to get into the entrepreneur lifestyle, or you're already in it, you know what I'm talking about, right? And if you're trying to start, you got to have these tough conversations. You're not going to be, if you're not marinated, I guess, like if you don't have time in a relationship and you're trying to again jump into the entrepreneurial lifestyle, it could be a detriment real fast.
And listen, I knew that the beginning stages of you starting the business, I knew it wasn't going to be forever. So that's kind of how, especially ladies or gentlemen, if your significant others are starting up a business, always think it's not going to be forever.
Yeah.
You know, there is the light at the end of the tunnel. And I think that you kind of listen to what I want to. You know, I wanted to spend more quality time with you. I wanted to vacation.
And in the beginning, I didn't. I give you credit, like, you know, and it takes a man to be honest about the failures, you know, when it comes to those things. In the beginning, I didn't understand. I'm like, this girl doesn't want the bag. This girl, and little by little, I did understand we did need our time in order to grow and just talk about different things that doesn't have to be about the business. And if it is about the business, it's positive things about the business. Of course.
I mean, life is about, like you said, getting the bag or making money and stuff. And I never wanted you to, you know, steer away from that, but also we needed to make time for ourselves, because
it's a balance, right?
It's a balance, like, you
for
gotta,
sure. You know,
and you have to give that weight to people that you're paying, right? Like your employees, your staff. You have to rely on these people and teach these people to, you know, essentially run the business the way that you want it to, so that maybe we can open up a second third, location, or fourth, or, you know, however many.
And
right?
it's not just husband and wife. It's my family in general when it comes to like birthdays that we miss, or pool days or barbecues that we may miss because of work and because of people calling out and stuff. So it's just and in the beginning they won't understand.
No, sometimes families will be, they'll get upset with you. They won't understand. Why can't you just close?
Well, the big one, why don't you just close?
That's a very big one that we've heard a lot. And, you know, a lot of people don't understand, and that's okay.
It's okay.
That's for them not to understand. As long as you and your family, your immediate family understands, that's That's all that matters.
And again, it used to get me mad in the beginning. Like, what you mean I close? If I close, I'm losing this money out. Then I got to still pay this and that. And then, but I'm just going to go eat 2 burgers and then I'm going to close and not make no money. But now I understand where they come from. They just want to hang out with you. They just want you to be a part of the good times.
Of course.
And stuff like that. And especially, and you guys know, if you follow me on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, my mom passed away 3 months ago. Tough topic for me. I'm talking about it. I feel like I'll probably cry. I'm not. But she was a pillar. She always wanted us together. So, and to carry that tradition was so big for her. So big for her. So I understand, especially nowadays, why my family wants us together always and be close and always look for each other and always look out for each other. She always made sure Friday, Saturday, Sundays, either the cousins and brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles were together, or we were partying, or we were having a good time. The music was allowed. We got the cops called plenty of times, you know, and the music's loud in my house for parties. No cops called me in Tampa, but she definitely drove that
the family aspect. Yeah, for sure.
You know, like, again, in the beginning I didn't understand my family as being an entrepreneur, but now,
yeah, in the beginning, you got to make the sacrifices, but it's like I always keep saying, like I kept reminding myself, this isn't forever. This is temporary until we figure out a flow, until we figure out a routine,
and we got
a schedule.
It finally. And it could go back to the same hole, but then now we know, okay, this is temporary. Let's get these employees ready, and then we'll go again. And it's like I keep saying, and sorry to get back into, like, when I have family come from New York, they expect me to take off. They expect me to do. And I try everything possible. Right now, the 2 people or 3 people that are not living in Tampa, Florida, that sometimes I got to take off for, and I try my best, is my brother Waldi.
And your 2 sisters.
And my 2 sisters, Jackie and Melanie. And so I try my best. When they're here, I try to do everything possible. But the funny thing is, my brother is kicking ass because he has his own business.
Yes, and he's also an entrepreneur.
He's also an entrepreneur. Man, what my mom did was amazing. You know, we grew up in the ghetto, Elliot's place, on the freaking basement. Rats, roaches. You see, hear gunshots, people running by because of gunshots, and then 900 Fox Street and stuff. And we ain't have nothing. I shopped at Payless, ladies and gentlemen. Me and my brother shopped and sisters shopped at Payless. We didn't have Jordans. We didn't have none of that. And look where we at now. You know, and I pride myself in saying that because she was such a good freaking mom when it came to us understanding the value of life is not what you're wearing, it's who you are.
And who you're around.
Who you're around, your family, positive energy and stuff like that. And it's dope that she instilled that in us at an early age. And I'm getting it now. It's crazy, right? Now I'm getting why she did, you know,
what
the
she
things
did
she
when
did.
you guys were growing up.
Yeah. So as an entrepreneur, I still try to carry those values. So if Wally's down here, I'm gonna try to take a day off. If my Jackie or if Melanie, I'm gonna try my best to take a half day or something, like not closing. So don't think I'm gonna close, guys. But yeah.
And sometimes even if you do have to work, everybody goes to the restaurant, and that's what I love about having the restaurant. And everybody knows, even our customers know, that this is a family oriented place. I mean, what was it? Yesterday we passed by as you were closing. We had the kids are running around. You know, my son will go up to customers and, you know, we hand them over the food.
And a lot of people ask us. A lot of people ask us too, are you guys want to go bigger and stuff? And sometimes I do think that, but I love me knowing customers. I feel like when you go big, then you're not there. That's it. You know, you're probably gonna hit the mill real fast because it's establishment that has liquor, beer, and wine, and you probably be close to $1 million real fast, and that's dope, and it sounds great. And hopefully I'll get there doing other ventures or this right here or the restaurant getting bigger. But I love the connection with our customers. Is
and
dope.
Even like our customers have seen our kids, or you know, we had one that just randomly I think came by yesterday while I was there too, and he hadn't seen us in 2 years because he moved away. So I mean, and they remember our kids or seeing them growing up because you know, they were with us from the beginning. So it's a nice aspect. And you know, sometimes if you got to work, just bring the family along if possible, you know, and try to create those bonding memories and moments together at your business if you have to. But you know, always remember, it's not a forever thing. It's temporary, and you'll get there. You'll get that schedule. You'll get that time back with your family.
Yeah. And the big thing, and this is why I want to do this segment, because, I want you guys to know what we go through, because it's not all flowers and butterflies and stuff like that. It's some of these things are hard. And this is one of the topics that we were like, babe, let's talk about this. Let's get them knowing that this is not, we have had arguments, disagreements, sleeping on the couch days and stuff like that. Nah, I never sleep on the couch. She's amazing. She don't, but when you go to the first year and second and third and fourth year, if you don't, and this I'm gonna go into her, if you don't go into your third, fourth year not knowing that or even after the first year, that your right hand man is your wife or your girlfriend or your significant other, then again, they're probably not the one for you. She deals with a lot. I appreciate that. I'm a hustler. I have a little attitude, military situation there, but it's all good. It's not because I want us to win.
No, I think it's vice versa. It's vice versa. Yeah. You push me in my job. If I'm complaining or I'm just like, oh, this, that, and he was like, well, you got to do that in order to move up.
No. But I want to give you your flowers. Like Drink Tap says, like she does a lot and deals with a lot with all my failures in the entrepreneurial life and the win that I have now with the restaurant, and hopefully she's here with the podcast. Hopefully another W. Thank you for being there for me through everything, through the tough times, because we had tough times, man. We can't record everything, but we did have tough times. You see us record videos and having fun and smiling and stuff, but it was days in the beginning I was stressed out, didn't know what to do and stuff, and whether to hang it up or not. But she was always there by my side, marinating stuff, posting Instagram pictures, doing videos, doing reels, and still being there with my attitude or not. So I appreciate you.
And I appreciate you too.
I love you for that. And I love you for taking the dive with this, because she's shy.
Oh yeah, I'm sweating.
Yeah, but some people actually say she has a beautiful voice for this type of stuff. So keep giving her positive energy, because I need her. I think she's a great co-host for me, or hopefully I'm a great co-host for her. And
communication is key.
Communication is key. When
communicate what you want and what you need, because I think that helped us a lot. Yeah. Me communicating what I was looking for and what I needed, and him communicating to me what he needed from me.
Yeah. So just know what you want too. Know what you want, and then know it's gonna be tough in the beginning. We had arguments, ladies and gentlemen.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
There's light at the end of the tunnel, and you both win. Now she's doing great in the corporate world. I'm doing great in the entrepreneurial world, and let me say / entrepreneurial world for her too, because she helps me out a lot. So I got to give her credit for that. So this segment, again, all the segments are big for me, and I try every time when we do a segment for you guys to learn something, and hopefully you guys learn something about having a relationship, a family, in the entrepreneur life, because it's not easy, and thank you for subscribing. I see new subscribers. Yes. And we have an interview coming up with somebody that's a dope person that actually inspired me. Stay tuned. I'm very, very blessed and happy to have dope friends that have done things already around my same age that I'm like, wow. So stay tuned for that interview. Sure. And more to come. Yes. Mi gente, Tito,
Natalie, thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate you.
Gava's podcast. Bang, bang, bang.